Get in there. It's a lot more cooler than Florida, I'll tell you that.
You wait.
Do you like that?
I love it. I love it, yeah. Keep a couple pounds on me.
What was your reaction to the trade?
I was a little surprised, but, with life comes, twists and turns. You got to roll with the punches. And, I think my outlook on life is what would life be if it was all candy and nuts, So you look for the positive and the negative, and, not saying this is negative, but it's a change, and I'm looking forward to it.
What did they tell you about your...
From what you've seen so far, what's the challenge of learning this defense on the fly?
It's a nice, decent playbook, but it's gonna come with time and patience. Got a couple weeks before our first game, which is a blessing, and it's just gonna be grind mode. Just grind it out, figure out everything I need to know, the meat and potatoes, and go from there.
How do you describe your game to fans who aren't familiar with you?
Twitchy, aggressive, fast, relentless. Back against the wall, man. I leave it all out there on the field every play.
From what you've seen of the playbook so far, does that feed into what you feel like your strengths and skills are?
Yeah, from practice today, being on the edge and seeing the way that we run things and how we rush, I think I'm going to mold in perfectly to this scheme. I'm looking forward to it. I'm excited. I'm with an outstanding front defensive line, and we got vets, Draymond Jones. We got young guys, Byron Murphy. It's you got top and bottom, so it'll be exciting to be able to get in the mix and learn from young and older guys.
From what you can tell, is it more like Chicago used you, or maybe more like Jacksonville?
I would say more like Chicago, more outside linebacker. Not as much inside, not playing 4-eye that much, but. I think the thing that I love most is I can tell that they're letting their guys go, man. Rush and play physical, play fast, disruptive. I think that's something that plays into my scheme.
What are your first impressions of Mike McDonald?
Man, great guy, works hard. I can tell that he doesn't let up on pressure, which is something that you always want. And, from that standpoint alone, you confirm that you're not wasting your time. You're not just out here, playing to play. You're actually playing to win, and I know that's the environment that the Seahawks bring.
You had the 7 sack season, I think, a few years ago. I guess getting back to that level, is there something that needs to happen, or is it just kind of the defense, or what? I guess.
Nah, nothing necessarily that needs to happen, man. I just need to work hard, continue to work hard. Continue to say my prayers, continue to show up every day. Eventually. Things will crack open. It's like I said, life is about up and downs. So looking forward to getting my career back on track. Looking forward to playing with these guys. Looking forward to the city. It's a new chapter that I'm excited about, man.
How'd you find out about it? The trade is happening now.
On the way to breakfast. Got pulled over to the side. Trent gave me the news, and it wasn't. I think at this point in my life and my career, it's no going back. I don't have time to mope or be sad or be frustrated about the decisions that come into my life. It's just getting back up, fighting again, and keep on fighting. Who would I be if I gave up?
What's the biggest challenge personally to move 3,000 miles at this point in an NFL year?
Biggest challenge? I'm gonna be honest.
Where's your stuff? And all that.
Yeah, well, I got a pregnant girlfriend, so I had to make sure she could come before it was too late for her to be able to fly. That was the main thing. She's due in October, so she has about it's coming down the drain, man.
If they need to trade you next week.
Yeah, exactly. That would have took a toll, but both cars still in Jacksonville, man. But right now I'm just worried about playing football, worried about taking advantage of these next 2 weeks, the time that I do have before the real race starts, and just leaving it all out there. No regrets.
You use the language getting your career back on track. To you, what does that look like?
To me, that looks like getting double-digit sack season. I know I'm capable of it. I got the 7 and 5 forced fumbles. I'm playing half of the year, so I'm not gonna let anybody put a ceiling on me. And to me, the sky's the limit, I believe.
Trevis, it's clear you're a pass rusher from your background. The position here also asks for setting the edge in the run and coverage. Can you talk a little about those parts of your game?
I believe you got to set the run, or you got to stop the run in order to get to the pass. So, There's no cutting edges in this league. There's no cutting edges in life. I think we all know that. So I can't expect to just be on the field third down without putting any work in on first and second. So I take pride in that part of my game. When it comes to pass rush, man, I think that's where it's relentless effort, pinning my ears back, chasing everything I ever dreamed of. Honestly, it's not too much pressure on myself. It's playing free, not being stressed or tensed up. And I think that's when I get the best results for myself.
Anything else? Thank you.
Thank you all so much. Yes, sir. Thank you.